Hola gente, aquí Ojito en un nuevo episodio de Vamos a jugar Gothic 2. Y bueno, en este episodio voy a continuar con la granja de NotR. Así que vamos a seguir hablando con los mercenarios. Y no hablé con esta piba, me di cuenta.
Hey, you! Hello, pretty girl.
Just where did you escape from?
Les puedo decir de la...
They say you are revolting against the king.
My father has decided that it's time we defended ourselves. The militia never helped us anyway. They only came here to drag...
What kind of work is to be had here on the farm?
My father pays money to all the men who help defend the... Are you interested? You don't look like someone who has...
How much does your father pay?
You'd have to negotiate that with him. All I know is that each mercenary here...
Are there any rules here that I should...
You don't touch anything here that isn't yours. You stay away from the areas that are none of your business. And if you must pick a fight, stick to the mercenaries. If you start a brawl with the farmers, everybody here will be against you.
What's your job here?
I sell the goods that we produce. If you want to buy something, just let me know. But let me warn you, I won't stand for either haggling or stealing.
Has anything significant happened?
A few days ago, my father decreed that we're no longer allowed to sell anything. So now I'm staying here on the farm and selling my wares to visitors only.
Okay.
Show me.
What can I offer you?
Nah. Está bien, entonces para hablar con una persona más y voy a ya hablar con Torlo, así vemos la... Así que vos sos modo, ¿no? No.
Cypher told me that someone stole a package of swine. Would you know anything about that?
No.
What are you smoking there?
Want a toke?
No. Do you do anything?
Not at the moment.
I want to...
Who cares?
Where's...
What do I know?
Bueno, vamos a tener que darnos un poquito de masa, me parece.
I'll knock it out.
Relax. Here, first take a big...
Where's the...
What do I know?
Bueno, al parecer no va a haber pelea. Oh, no. Recuerdos de Vietnam, no. Bueno.
The two of us should have a chat.
I wouldn't know about war.
How's it going?
Have I given you permission to...
What do you think?
Oh, he's a good fighter. I wouldn't ever want to pick... Unless, of course, it couldn't be avoided. Silvio doesn't like...
Oh.
Hey, don't I know you from...
It's possible. I was in the colony.
Right. What do you want?
I want to become a mercenary.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Where's the problem?
Well, I either have to vote for you or against you. And in the situation we're in, I'll only vote for you if I can be sure that you're on Lee.
How's the situation?
Right now, we've got real trouble. Two factions are building up. Silvio and his people doubt that Lee is following the right plan.
How come there are two factions?
Most of us came out of the colony with Lee, but some of the mercenaries hooked up with us later. They didn't come from the colony, but were farther south. Somehow they got wind that Lee needed people. Their leader was Silvio. He agreed that Lee was in charge, but now he's trying to... A lot of Lee's people don't think that he'll go to extremes to realize his idea.
Okay.
Do you know what Lee's intentions are?
Lee wants us to wait and starve the paladins in the city. He is planning to get us all away from the island. I don't really know how he's planning to go about it, but...
So what should I do?
Simple. Beat up a few of Silvio's boys. That way both... And if you stick to the rules for a duel, you'll even win the respect of the others.
Acá está lo del tema de la... De lo de darme trompada con todos.
Which of the mercenaries are Silvio?
There are 6 men. First of all, Silvio himself and his right-hand man, Bulco. Then there's Rod, Sentenza, Fester, and Raoul. The rest of the people are either neutral or on Lee's side.
Ok, perfecto.
How many of Silvio's people should...
If you knock 3 of them to the ground, then you've proven which side you're on. Whom you choose is your business. Just one little hint. This isn't about proving your courage. Don't go up against Silvio himself. He'll make mincemeat out of you.
What are the rules for a duel?
Go to Torloff and let him explain it if you're in. Just so we understand each other. I don't care if you stick to the rules or...
How many of Fester tried to take me for a ride? That was his...
Good. Keep it up. I expect you to rough up at least 3.
Do you know what
Silvio found out that some of the paladins have moved out. He says the rest of the paladins wouldn't dare to attack us here, and wants to take advantage of the situation. Plunder the small farms, waylay the militia patrols outside the city. But Lee thinks that would be the worst thing we could do in our...
Ok, perfecto. ¿Quién más? Ah, estoy hablando con esta piba.
What are you doing here in my...
Something smells delicious.
Oh, yes. I know the likes of you. They're swarming all over the place. First, they try to get on your good side. And then, when you need them, they're nowhere to be seen.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
I'm looking...
You want to work here on... Only NotR can decide that.
Actually, I was planning to join the mercenaries.
So you're another of those felons from the penal... I might have known. Just leave me alone.
I used to say that myself.
I need a place...
Don't even think about sleeping in my kitchen.
What's your problem with...
Ah, those morons really get on my nerves, especially Silvio. The 2 of them have been sitting in their corner for days now, making life. The soup's too hot, the meat's too tough, etc. and so forth.
Then why don't you do anything about...
And what am I to do, Mr. Smarty Pants? Whack them with my rolling pin? I can do that to the farmers, but these low...
Si no saben que es el rolling pin, es el palo de amasar. Pero bueno.
Want me to teach the 2...
You better not try that, honey. As far as I know, Silvio has magic armor. He can't be defeated.
And what about Bulko?
That guy is as strong as an ox. So far, he has flattened anyone who tried to mess with him or Silvio.
I'm hungry.
I don't dish out food to tramps. And that mercenary rip.
Known better.
Perfecto. Bueno, no puedo hablar con ninguno más, pues ya lo con Silvio ya vieron qué carajo me pasa, así que... Torloff.
What do you want from me?
Au.
I want to join the mercenaries.
Oh, and why do you think I should be in favor of you being accepted here?
No one really wants to.
Put me to the test.
Did Lee send you to me?
No.
Then what are you blathering at me for?
What are the rules for a duel?
Quite simple. Both opponents have to have the opportunity to draw their... You can't just go and belt one of the men with... There has to be some sort of spoken... None of the other men will interfere in a fight like that.
I've got no time to change.
Can you help me?
I could show you how to use your strength better in close. A lot of fighters are very weak because they don't have the technique to use this. The same is true for dexterity and ranged weapons.
That's not what I heard.
I want
to believe these days.
Ok, este me enseña fuerza y cosas. Excelente. Quiero ver si yo tengo suficientes puntos para poner fuerza. No tengo suficientes puntos todavía. Acá está Bodo.
Where did you pick that up then?
Cypher told me somebody stole a package of...
And?
He thinks you were the one who took it.
Oh, that's why the guy is always gawping at me. I've been extra friendly to him lately, but there was nothing I could do.
Can I rest somewhere?
If you're looking for a place to sleep, go to the barn. NotR makes sure that they leave us farmers alone.
I hardly know what's
In town, they're talking about a peasants' revolt.
Nonsense. We aren't doing anything except defending what we've worked hard for. It's certainly true that the war is being fought on the backs of the peasants, but NotR is no longer prepared to just...
How's it going?
The king may think he can get away with anything, but we're not going to take it anymore.
Ok.
How's it going?
The militia...
Ahí lo pueden ver de vuelta.
How's it going?
The militia has bullied us long enough. Now that the king may think he can get away with...
Give me that wheat.
Listen, all I've got is this one reefer. You know that NotR's mirth, so don't do anything.
I don't
have it.
He never would have thought of that himself. He insisted he knew better. It was just like you said.
8, fuck.
He's a bad business.
No, tengo que subir. Casi. Ahí está. A mí me gusta subir así. Igual no es la entrada esta, pero bueno. No importa.
Everything fine?
If it's something important.
Who the devil let you in here? What are you doing here? I thought you were dead.
What makes you think that?
Gorn told me it was you who brought down the barrier.
Yes, that was me, all.
I never would have thought that a man could survive something like that. What brings you here?
I want to join you.
I'd hope you say that. I can use every able man here. The last mercenaries I accepted have done nothing but stir up. In principle, you can start right away. Well, first there's 1 or 2 things we need to get straight, but it's no big deal.
Gorn told you about me? What happened to him?
You remember him, don't you?
Sure.
He got caught by the Paladins and was sent back to the Valley of Mines. If the road to the Valley of Mines wasn't plastered with Paladins and Orcs, I'd have sent a couple of the boys already. But the way things are, there's no point.
I absolutely must talk to the Paladins in town.
What's your business with the Paladins?
That's a long story.
I've got time.
Zardoz sent me on a mission. He wants me to obtain...
So you're still allied to that necromancer? I see.
As far as I know, yeah.
I can help you get to the Paladins, but first...
Okay.
How can you help me get to the...
Trust me, I've got a plan. I'll take you to the Paladins, and you'll do me a favor.
What exactly are you doing here?
Quite simple. I'm gonna see to it that we all get off this island. NotR hired us to defend his farm, but our reward is more than just our pay. By helping and the less the Paladins have to eat, the sooner they'll...
What is your offer going to look...
Essentially, it will be about our pardons and free passage to the mainland.
What do I have to get straight before I can join you?
NotR, the landowner, is the one who employs us. You can only stay on the farm with his approval. And then there's the boys. I can only accept you if a majority of the mercenaries agree. But don't go to NotR before everything is straightened out. He's a very...
How can I convince the mercenaries to...
By doing what is expected of you as a mercenary. Talk to Torloff. He's usually... If you can pass that, he'll tell you everything else you...
What do you know about the Ring of War?
I might have known. You just have to mingle in
Come on, tell...
I'm only marginally involved in this. I know that this secret guild exists here, and that since the fall of the barrier, I am no longer bound to the agreement I came to with the... Of course, I still help when I can, but most of the time, I have my own problems. If you want to know more about it, you should probably talk to Cord. He's one of them.
Perfecto. Así que ahora tengo tiempo, puedo decirle la prueba a Torloff y vamos.
Put me to the test.
Did Lee send you to me?
He said you would help me.
Fine. So here we go. There are 2 things you have to do before you can join us. First, you have to prove that you're capable of mastering the tasks that you will have to fulfill as a mercenary. I'll put you to the test. And second, you have to earn the respect of the other mercenaries.
Well, how can I earn the respect?
For most of them, it'll be enough if you fulfill your task and pay. But you'll have to find some other way of convincing some. Some will try and exploit your situation. You should try to get along with as many of the boys as possible. But if you win, you'll earn the respect of most of them. But watch out that you don't kill one of them.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
What about you?
If you can prove that you can fulfill the duties of them.
How's my...
Let's see. Wolf says he has nothing against you joining. Jarvis still isn't sure if you're on the right side. He doesn't want more people dancing to Silvio's tune. For that matter, Cypher says that you owe him a little favor, and that you know Rad thinks you're a weakling. Sentenza will vote for you. He says you were a very reasonable man. Raul's against you. I think he can't stand you. I don't need to say anything about Silvio and Bolko. Those two morons are against everyone. Buster says you're okay. The rest of the mercenaries haven't said anything. Most of them are just waiting to see if you pass the test. You're far from done, kid. If you want us to accept you, you'll have to do something.
Never would have thought of that himself. He insisted he knew better.
What are my duties?
NotR hired us for 2 reasons. He wants us to keep the militia off his back, and he wants us to keep things in order on his farm. That includes collecting the rent when the small... So, what'll it be?
I have gone about it differently.
I'll deal with the militia.
The farmer Bengar has complained that lately the militia from the city has been... They're pressuring the farmer. Probably trying... I want you to go to his farm and make it clear to the militia that they have no business.
How can I find Bengar's farm?
In the southwest of the valley is a big stairway that leads to a high... If you get lost, ask the farmers in the fields how to...
Here, he really said that.
Así que bueno, eso es todo, esa es la prueba. Tenemos que hacer los trabajos de un mercenario, probar que no somos unos debiluchos, etcétera, etcétera. Así que, bueno, como ya me fui al carajo con el tiempo, espero que les haya gustado el video y nos vemos la próxima. Un saludo para todos y adiós. Bye.